Namo Amida Buddha. The Four Profound Thoughts Which Turn the Mind Towards Amida Dharma by Reverend Joshua Adrian Celia. Samsara is suffering. 3. Contemplating the suffering of animals. Bodhisattva Vasubandhu states, quote, "As for the animals, they have three places, the land, the water, and the air. Their principal place is the great ocean. The animals that are elsewhere are the surplus of the animals." End quote. Master Genshin also explains, quote, "The realm of animals is divided into two parts. The chief place is in the great sea, and branches are interspersed in the realms of humans and heavenly beings." End quote. A. Animals living in the great ocean. In the Buddhist cosmology, the great ocean, or sea, is the immeasurable extent of salt water which surrounds the four continents inhabited by humans and the Mount Sumeru. In that place there are many types of animals, some of which are many times bigger than those living in our human continent of Jambudvipa. Some of them are born between the continents where there is no sunlight and where they cannot see even their own bodies. Their suffering comes mainly from eating each other, the bigger ones swallowing up the little ones, while they themselves are inhabited by tiny little creatures who feed on their flesh. B. Animals living in different places. These are animals that live in some realms of the gods, in the human realms, and the Nagas who live under the four continents or in the depths of the water. Nagas are similar to spirits, but they are included in the category of animals because they have serpent-like form. Although they have some miraculous powers, they also suffer from various afflictions, which Master Genshin calls the three heats. Quote, "Then there are the various kinds of dragons or nagas, which receive day and night and without intermission the tortures of the three heats." End quote. These three heats, which are sometimes named the three torments, are their skin and flesh are burnt by a hot wind and sandstorm. 2. An evil wind strips them of their clothes and thus deprives them of any protection from the heat. And 3. They are attacked and eaten by Garudas, a kind of combination of spirit-like being with miraculous powers in the form of a giant bird. The animals who live in our realm and the realm of the gods suffer from both eating one another and from exploitation. They are hunted or raised for their meat and various products of their bodies, thus experiencing inconceivable torments, and almost none of them dying a natural death. Bodhisattva Nagarjuna lamented the state of animals in the following verses. Quote, "Even when in the state of an animal rebirth, there are all sorts of sufferings, being slaughtered, tied up, being eaten, and so on. For those who've had to give up the ability for constructive behavior, leading to a state of peace, there's the extremely unbearable devouring of one another." End quote. Some are killed for the sake of their pearls, or wool, or bones, meat, or pelts, while others, being powerless, are forced into servitude, beaten with kicks, fists, whips, or with hooks, or with prods. End quote. The main aspect of animal realm is ignorance, fear, and prevalence of instinct. Master Genshin described the cause of rebirth among the animals. Quote, "This is the reward meted out to the ignorant and those who are without a sense of shame and who in vain receive the alms bestowed by men of faith, but who do not repay such kindness." End quote. In accordance with the work by Vasubandhu, the lifespan of most long-lived animals is no more than an eon, while the lifespans of short-lived animals is not fixed.